Clint, I'm going straight to you. The Razorbacks, 2-0 versus the state of Texas. They're two biggest teams in the state of Texas. They beat up both of them. Like, what's the heartbeat down there right now?
Well, it's one, that's for damn sure. They're all together, man. I mean, it's a couple of big time wins for that program. Obviously, with Sam Pittman, 2 games 2 years ago, 3 games last year. Not real high expectations this year. Wherever those expectations are, I tell you what, man, they've been exceeded because it's absolutely huge in Arkansas to be able to recruit in the state of Texas. And there's no easier way to get to a point where you can recruit against Texas and recruit against Baylor and recruit against A&M and TCU and all these monsters that are in the state than to go out there and beat the two
And beat
biggest
them.
programs in the state, baby. So, look, we're riding high right now. It's early in the season, but we're riding high and definitely enjoying the last 14 days. That's for damn sure.
And honestly, we'll come back to the toast. We'll come back to the toast for you at home. Obviously, we want to hear from you, all the fans. If you're wrapping up tailgate, if you're at the bar now, if you're with all your homegirls and you're chilling, we want to hear from you. You can shoot us your questions. The Field of 12, buzz the questions. You can hit the retweets, and we want to get you guys in. Bryce Petty. I know this game meant a lot to you because somebody calling the game means a lot to you. And Coach Bryles, first he did it against the Longhorns, 4 quarters, and they really couldn't be touched. And he has a really unique player at quarterback in KJ Jefferson. Then you see them down here tonight in Dallas, and they go up against, I think, one of the best big game coaches in America in Jimbo Fisher, and he gets him again. Where are we right now with the Razorbacks and Coach Bryles, and what did you see from his play calling, and is this what you predicted?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to Clint's point, man, I think these guys just needed to see it on the field. The state of Arkansas is ready to rally every year, and that's a beautiful thing. And I can say that because I'm from it, right? Cabot, Arkansas, 1st through 9th grade. Woo woo.
Tell them about it. Tell them about it.
There's nothing better in that state when the Hogs are winning. And right now, I think they got the SEC right where they want them, and I think they have that locker room right where they want it too. So Coach KB has those guys bought in. My man KJ Jefferson looking like I can't even say a smaller Cam Newton. I mean, that dude looks just a man child up there. And he's finally starting to get some touch, man. He had that long throw down the sidelines. He set his feet, and it was a flick. That kind of stuff. And I was talking actually to Coach Bryles a few weeks ago, right before the season started, and had a lot of good things to say about what KB was telling him about KJ Jefferson. So I'm really excited to see them just put it together, but just continue to let this train keep going. It's stacking wins, it's stacking production. If you buy into that system that KB has and Sam Pittman and that leadership, good things happen. So I'm really excited to see what they do the rest of the year.
So let's talk about the rest of the year. Go ahead, Clint. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I thought going into that game, guys, it was a narrative changing game, right? Either way it went. Texas A&M, it was going to put them in a spot where they were 4-0. They had finally convincingly beat a good football team, and they were really a contender, right? And if Arkansas won, then obviously A&M was a pretender from Jump Street, and Arkansas was kind of arriving, and the narrative around that program of just being a bottom half program was going to change. And so it was a huge game either way, regardless of who won. But that was a narrative change. One of them games that gets a coach an extension, if you know what I mean. I mean, it was a monster game.
No question. So here we see the stats. Let me touch base on the A&M piece right there, Clint. In defense of A&M, they are going to continue to win games. That's a real win for your Razorbacks. That's a real win. A&M may not be tested again until they have to come up against Bama, maybe. I mean, they're well coached. They got all kind of monsters over there in that sideline. They're just young at quarterback. Their starter was young. He gets knocked out with a broken foot. Now they got another young starter back there. It's just difficult. But I think A&M, you got to respect how big of a win it is because how big of an opponent they are. and you got to give Arkansas their due. They knocked out a real one, in my opinion. Like, I don't know what. Like, do you guys feel like that, or do you really think that A&M was a pretender?
I mean, but the jury's out for me. I still, A&M hasn't proven anything to me this year, and they, I think a lot of that was just on the backside of last year. I mean, look, they've got a defense that is what it is. They show it tonight, right? And the thing I also love too about what the Razorbacks did today is you can do it multiple ways. Right, you can put up 50 on somebody, or you can put up 20 and play defense. And right now, I think Razorback defense, man, dude, they are downhill.
Right. They just ain't. I mean, but look, let's be honest. I had a mosquito. I wasn't dismissing you.
Oh, okay.
I don't disrespect you like that, homeboy. But no, hey. But let's be honest though, guys. I mean, if you're gonna be a contender, you better have some dogs on the offensive line, and they don't. They don't care who's quarterbacking. They had to replace 4 starters this year, and they replaced them with guys that might be talented down the road, but they're not very good up front on offense. I mean, I'd like to sit here and tell you, hey, Arkansas is unbelievable. I mean, they're good, but A&M had holes on the offensive line. Let's not put it all on that young quarterback. Yeah. And then when you talk about, all I've heard is, they got 9 returning starters, and they got everybody that's NFL caliber guys. And today, a bunch of dudes in Arkansas uniforms, the 11 on defense outplayed their 11 on defense, and their 11 on defense was supposed to be all world. So let's be honest here, man. And this ain't this. Where's it at? That ain't this hog talking right here. That's real talk.
But Clint, in that honesty, Clint, in all that honesty, and I agree with everything you said, pretending titles to me might belong more in Norman, Oklahoma. They might belong more in Clemson, South Carolina. A&M, as you said, replacing 4 offensive linemen. And you're going to come back into the jungle, which is the SEC West, with 4 brand new kids up front. That to me says young. Pretender says all this hype, you did not match the hype. Young is young. Young to me is just young. You're just young. That's all it is. Hey, while we're here, again, I just want to touch base again. We want to hear from you. There's already a whole bunch of hog traffic on right now on the stream. We ain't gonna be able to touch base enough. I got old lady sending Clint right now cases of liqueur. Look at the love right now for Arkansas